T Takeover, what's up? Wayne Shada here. Want to give you guys my UFC Ultimate Fight Night 24 predictions for Saturday. Looking forward to the show. Uh, Kind of like a sleeper show because in between all these major fights, I didn't even realize or remember that this fight was going on this Saturday. But nonetheless, it's free and I'm happy to have them. Kind of a great week for me. Aside for the usual, the Shogun issue and the Shogun result for UFC 128, I had actually a really good week between going to the actual show, which was awesome, and getting to meet Shogun. I got to meet Shogun the other day. It's pretty cool. He came over. Thank God to I got hooked up through Bloodstained Lane. I knew about him being there, but Bloodstained Lane kind of made sure that I was able to meet him. So thanks to shout out to Bloodstained Lane. But I was able to meet Shogun, who's in good spirits, which kind of lifted my spirits because this whole week I was kind of depressed about the whole issue of him losing. For those who don't know, and was in the forum, Lane did actually get to talk to him in length, and that opening knee that John Jones hit him with just kind of took the wind out of him. He came in shape. I didn't think that he would not show up in shape, but it's a title defense, and Shogun just has a great work ethic. And all those guys from Curitiba love that city. One day I plan on visiting just to see what kind of fighters come out of there because they're always the toughest and the baddest dudes in the planet. But nonetheless, that opening knee took a lot out of Shogun and kind of ruined him for the rest of the fight. And he didn't even look like he was the same. So it is what it is. You win, you lose. It's part of life. But nonetheless, Shogun was actually a pretty cool guy. Thanked me a couple of times, and it was a great experience to meet him. I got to take a picture with him, which I was kind of reluctant because his face was all busted up and bruised. But he was cool about it, which means that he's in good spirits. It looks like he's going to be fighting Forrest Griffin, depending on injuries and what Dana White says, but he's pushing for a fight with Forrest Griffin, so I'm looking forward to him avenging his loss. And I got a UFC glove signed by him, which is going to go up in my room somehow when I get this all fixed up eventually during the summer. But nonetheless, awesome week. Got to meet Frankie Edgar, Stephan Bonner, pretty cool guys, especially Frankie Edgar. So awesome. Hopefully they legalize it in New York because I'd like to experience more when it comes to this MMA stuff. It comes the way that things are set up with the East Coast. We get it like once a year. Thank God Strikeforce kind of the other day, last couple months ago, had a show. But aside from that, we really don't have a lot of shows and stuff in the tri-state area. So I was really happy. Great week for MMA for me. I got to see Hogan on American Idol. Hogan looks great. Love that guy right there, Hogan. And I got a tweet for Roddy Piper because, I mentioned to him how Lane's been talking about They Live, that movie, epic movie. For those who haven't seen it, go rent it, download it, buy it. It's well worth the money. It's awesome. Great movie, great fight. Probably the best fight I've ever seen in my life comes from that movie. But nonetheless, Ultimate Fight Night 24 happening this Saturday out of Seattle. Depressing place, but should hopefully be a lot of good fights. I'm just going to go over the main card. First fight that we're going to go over is going to be Leonard Garcia versus Chan Sung Jung. A lot of you guys know him as the Korean Zombie. Love the Korean Zombie. Last year's fight between these two guys was Fight of the Year. Leonard Garcia has gotten lucky his last two fights. I thought Jung won the first fight. Garcia beat Nam Fan. So it seems like he has really good luck against Asians or something. But nonetheless, I don't expect it to be the same kind of fight that they last had. I think Jung is going to play it a little bit smarter this time. And he's going to try to go for the submission. I think it's going to this fight's going to end by decision. And I think Jung's going to win. I think a lot of the judges are going to probably be a little bit more aware of how many of Garcia's actual punches land instead of him just throwing punches in the air. But I expect the Korean Zombie to win and for a rubber match to happen eventually. So I'm rooting for the Korean Zombie. Next fight is going to be DeMarcus Johnson versus Amir Sadala. Sadala, I think UFC Ultimate Fighter Season 7 champ. Both guys are kind of like journeymen. I'm not impressed by both guys. There's been a lot of injuries throughout this show, but DeMarcus Johnson stepped up to this fight. I think there was 2 other guys that were supposed to fight Sadala. Either way, I expect Sadala to win by decision. DeMarcus Johnson is a boxer, and Sadala is a Muay Thai guy. I expect Sadala to kind of clinch with him, put him against the cage. A little bit of dirty boxing, kind of like what he did with Baroni, and just eke out another decision. So Sadala's probably going to stay. DeMarcus Johnson, who knows if he's going to be cut from the UFC. I don't see it, but probably his next fight is going to be a do or die for him. Should be interesting fight. We'll see how it goes. Going with Sadala by decision. The co-main event, if you want to call it that, was Dan Hardy versus Anthony Rumble Johnson. Should be a lot of fireworks in this fight. I've been I follow both these guys on Twitter, and both guys have agreed to kind of just stand up during this fight. Hardy had a really embarrassing loss to Carlos Condit, his last fight, and I think he's going to make it a point to not lose this fight. I mean, I know that he probably doesn't want to lose any fight, but I think he's definitely more aware of Rumble Johnson's punching power. Johnson's a big dude, and a lot of times that works against him because of his weight issues. And I think the weight, he's gonna, he always has issues trying to cut weight, and I think sometimes when you cut so much weight, and I know I'm not a fighter, but what I read and what I hear in interviews from fighters, and I pay attention to a lot. Cutting so much weight kind of drains out your energy. And if these guys are going to be throwing bombs at each other, if this goes past the first round, which I think it will, and Johnson doesn't clip Hardy in the first round, I think Hardy's going to just outlast him with cardio and probably win the TKO victory in the 3rd round. So I'm going with Hardy in the 3rd round by TKO. We'll see how it goes. I like both fighters. I hope they, nobody gets cut. I know Dan Hardy's lost his last 2 fights against Condit and GSP. I don't think that he's a star out there in Europe, so I don't see him if he loses being cut. But it's gonna raise a lot of red flags for Hardy. So, but I'm going with Dan Hardy by TKO in the 3rd round. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm going with. And the last fight of the night, which is very interesting. Antonio Rogerio Minotauro Nogueira is going to be fighting Phil Davis, Mr. Wonderful. And looking forward to this fight. Nogueira, Little Nog, as a lot of you guys know, a legend in the sport, beat Overeem twice. He's beaten a lot of countless other guys. Another Pride guy, but I'm starting to kind of lose kind of like faith with a lot of these Pride guys. It just seems like maybe their time is done, and a lot of these new guys that are coming out are a little bit more well-rounded, and it's not a good look for a lot of these Pride guys, and it upsets me because I love Pride so much. But I'm gonna go with Davis by decision. All these Nogueira brothers could take a punch. I'm going with Davis mainly because I think he's just a superior wrestler, and I know Naga's not a wrestler, but I just think that his superior wrestling is going to play a huge role in this fight. I don't think he's going to knock him out. I don't think he's going to submit him. I'd be shocked if he submits Little Nog. But Bader kind of tooled Nogueira by, just holding him down and out muscling him, and I expect Davis to do the same. I think he's going to try to do the same, and he's going to win by decision. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I actually like Davis a lot, so I think I like him a little bit more than John Jones, although I think John Jones is an awesome guy. And that's it. So that's my predictions. Let me know what your predictions are, if you want to tweet me or if you want to comment on my YouTube page. Be getting feedback like crazy, negative and positive. I appreciate both. Just try your best to seek me out. I'm willing to hear what you guys got to say. Whether I agree with it or not, it's always awesome. I've been getting a lot of love on the forum. From people saying that I had somebody say that I'm their favorite vlogger, which meant a lot. But I'm trying to get better at this. I hope I put the ums down a couple. I try my best to keep the ums down to a certain limit. I don't know. I guess when I see the replay of this on YouTube after it goes up, I'll count how many times. But thanks for watching. Shout out to Gumby and Sean and Sambo Kid and Bloodstain Lane, Chris Fahrenheit, everybody that watches my vlogs, all the websites, and that's it. So see you later, guys.